Welcome to the weekly shir of the Zera Shimshon. And this Parshat is Lecha. It's now Yud Mer Cheshvan, Tafshin Pei Beis. Excuse me, Tafshin Pei Gimel. I keep forgetting. And I'm going to keep this short, hopefully, in the Parsha anyway. This is a very beautiful piece. It's the Gemara I just learned with Machavuse in Chulin. It says, "Ve'ese goy gadol v'avorechacha ve'agadlo shemecha ve'hei bracha v'avorecha mivorechacha mikalalecha or v'nivrucha b'chol kol mishpachais ha'adama. I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you." And I will make your name great, and it will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse, and all the families of the earth will be blessed through you. So we need to explain. Why are the words, you will be a blessing, and I will bless those who bless you, right? Connected. What's their connection? Why are they close together? The Zera Shimshon explains that it is a rebound, is the rebound factor. That means, if and when a person's blessing for his friend comes true, then the same factor of goodness will be visited on the person who gave the blessing in the first place. We find a similar idea in the Gemara in Bava Kama 92a, where the Gemara says that one who prays on behalf of his friend, kol mispal b'ad chaverai, hu nene tchila, he will, while needing the same thing, he will be answered first, with a caveat. The idea is this: dafka, when a person's prayer is answered for his friend, it rebounds to the original supplicant. In other words, it comes back to you. When the person's prayer for his friend is not answered, however, he too will not receive whatever it is that he lacks, although he will certainly be rewarded for his efforts for the other person. This is a two-way street, and the answer for one person in need is directly dependent on the second individual's salvation. We find a proof of this idea, continues Zera Shimshon, in the Gemara Maseches Chulin. That's what we are talking about, 49a in the testifies. It says, is where he says va'avorecha, which points out that even a non-Jew who blesses his Jewish friend will be blessed himself. It doesn't make sense to assume that a non-Jew will be blessed even if his blessing didn't come to fruition for his Jewish friend. This serves as an additional proof that the concept that when a person blesses his friend, he himself will be blessed in the process. This idea also serves as a source for teaching us that when the Kohanim bless Klal Yisrael, their blessing rebounds and it returns to them to serve as a source of the Kohanic blessing for them as well. Okay, that's the Torah, and we got a nice piece of Segula from Zera Shimshon today. Aaron Dov Weinberg had a son who had been seeking his zivug for a long time with no success. When he, Rav Avram Dov, happened to come across the Sefer Zera Shimshon and heard about the many Yeshuas that had been experienced by those who made it a part of their lives, Rav Aaron Dov decided that he wanted to do something more than just learn the Sefer. He considered the matter for a while, and eventually he contacted Rabbi Israel Zilberberg and offered to sponsor the cost of publishing the weekly Nifla'is Shimshon newsletter. You have to understand something, Rabbi Israel explained to me. I've seen the same story over and over. Many times people find out about the Sefer and begin learning it. They are hoping for Yeshua, and sometimes it happens right away, but sometimes it doesn't. And then people get frustrated. What I have seen many times is that people will decide to go above and beyond just learning the Sefer. They will actually try to do something for the author, either help to publish his Sforim, or sponsor a shir, or send out a weekly email, or give a shir themselves. And in so many cases I've seen that when people go the extra mile, they merit to see salvations on their own. I would call it a little Mesiras Nefesh of their own. because at the end of the day, Hashem runs the world, and just because a person follows a segula, it doesn't mean he'll get the result that he's hoping for. In fact, the Rabbi Chaim Kanievski in Parshat Lecha points out that a seeming contradiction involving Avram Avinu. On the one hand, it seems that Avram and Sarah are blessing with a child because of Avimelech who davens for them. No, I'm sorry. Avram and Sarah are blessed with a child because Avimelech davens for them. And on the other hand, it seems that the merit lay in the Hachnases Orchim that was such a major aspect of Avram's life and personality. In reality, Rabbi Chaim explains there is no contradiction at all. Let's say there's a mitzvah of Hachnases Orchim that is a segula for children. Just because such a segula as this doesn't mean that the right guest is going to show up at your doorstep. After Avimelech davened for Avram Avinu, Hashem sent Avram the Orchim, and he was able to fulfill the segula for children. This, said Rabbi Yisrael, is a very interesting yisod. Sometimes a person fulfills the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKan and blessed with your child. Everyone is so happy. Look, they said, he did the mitzvah and the child was born. At the same time, they are forgetting one important point. How come the new father didn't hear about the mitzvah Shiluach HaKan as a segula for children until now? He could have done this 10 years ago. The bottom line is that the Ribbono Shel Olam is the one who decides when a person will have children and when the person will learn about the segula. And when Hashem decides that the time has come, then he will send a person the segula that he needs to do the bracha to come to fruition. But you have to remember, there's no way to beat the system. It is Hashem who decides and no one else. In the end, Reb Aaron Dov decided it wasn't sufficient for him to just learn the Sefer and follow the segula. He wanted to go above and beyond to show a little mesiras nefesh for the cause. Once he made his decision, he approached Rabbi Yami Pashkes in the States and offered to sponsor one entire edition of the newsletter. There was only one problem: he didn't actually have the necessary funds right then. Would you be willing to lay out the money in my name, Rabbi Aaron Dov said to Binyamin, and I will pay you back when I manage to raise the funds. Rabbi Binyamin agreed. 4 months passed. One day Rabbi Binyamin ran to Rabbi Aaron Dov. Rabbi Binyamin, I'm so happy that we met. Why is that? Because if you recall, although I wanted to sponsor this Parsha, and although you credited me with funding that week's edition, I still haven't given you the money that I owe you. It so happens that I am now in a position to do so. Rabbi Aaron handed Rabbi Binyamin the money that he owed, and they shook hands. I've been meaning to ask if anything changed in your matzav. Rabbi Binyamin said to his friend before they parted ways. Not yet, Rabbi Aaron Dov, but maybe now that I have actually gave you the money and fulfilled my promise, something will happen. Rabbi Aaron Dov called Rabbi Binyamin's Pashkas later that evening. I just wanted to tell you that I received a very interesting phone call today. Really? Who called you? Ashadchan. And it was exactly the kind of shidduch we've been waiting for. Keep me posted, Sir Binyamin. You know I will. Rabbi Aaron Dov's son was engaged 10 days later. At the end of the day, it concluded Rabbi Yisrael, a person can do everything that he's supposed to do. He can learn this perfect sefer and make the perfect donation and do everything he's supposed to do, but Hashem is the one who decides. And when Hashem puts the idea into a person's mind that he should take things up to a next level, it could be the Ribbono Shel Olam showing them that now is the ace rotzain for their dreams to come true. Because a segula is a nice thing, but Hashem is the only one who really affects change in a Jewish person's life. May everybody have a wonderful Shabbos, Parshas Lecha, and enjoy the Parsha and the Shabbos and all the guests that you're having. Call to